Everyone is looking forward to what should be a really fun show. Apologies that we are a little bit delayed, momentarily delayed, but we are up and running right now. So NXT should have some good stuff for us. We know that we're getting ever closer towards building our way towards Stand and Deliver, of course. I haven't had a chance to see everything that's on the show, so let's call it up right now, shall we? And have a little look and see where we are. I can tell you that everyone is an absolute buzz right now about Raw and what went down. We've got Attitude Era trending. There's so much excitement around for Raw and what it might mean going forwards. A lot of people excited for this potentially being the new dawn of a whole new kind of Raw, more Attitude Era-esque, more cursing, more bloods. So obviously we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But a very well-received Raw. If you saw the opinions video, you'll know that this community went crazy for it. I mean, it's going to really have to be something special to really beat that show. I mean, that show has set a whole new benchmark for what like a good show is. It's a whole new benchmark. So, absolutely loved episode. But let's turn our attention to NXT for a moment. So I can tell you that there's going to be a prime target, which has got CM Punk, Randy Orton, Booker T, Cody Rhodes, all talking about Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. So, you know, WWE talent really chipping in to try and help build up this feud between Carmelo and Trick. As well as that, we've got Ilya Dragunov in action. He's going to be taking on Stacks. Of course, at Stand and Deliver, he will be facing Tony D'Angelo. Well, he takes on the Underboss on this week's show. As well as that, we've got Lola Vice. She's going to be issuing an open challenge. I think it would be good if it was someone juicy, someone interesting. I haven't heard any rumors. But I know that we could have, like, just one of the women answer it. But I feel like NXT has struggled a little bit in the ratings recently. They could probably do with it being, like, a decent name just to, you know, get a bit of buzz going. We've got Dijak in action. Great to see him in action. Dijak taking on Shawn Spears. And as well as that, we got the Wolf Dogs taking on the Alpha Academy. And I feel like if Alpha Academy win, I think they get added, do they not? Can Tozawa and Otis punch their ticket to Stand and Deliver when they take on Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin? So it's really weird that we've been doing this tournament to try and figure out who is going to face the Wolf Dogs. And out of absolute nowhere, Alpha Academy have arrived, challenged the Wolf Dogs and said if we win, we get added to the match. So they are going to get there by not going through this tournament. Instead, they're going to try and beat the champs to try and get added. So it's a bit weird. It all feels a bit lastminute.com. I'm pretty sure had this have been planned in advance, they probably would have gone into the tournaments rather than going this way. But that's what we've got coming up tonight. As well as that, we've got Josh Briggs and Duke Hudson. They are both looking for a crucial win when they square off tonight. We're going to be hearing from Ridge Holland as well. He's on the show. Lola Vice, we know that she has issued an open challenge. And, you know, there's going to be obviously a lot of other bits and bobs with the likes of Thea Hail and her ongoing drama with JC Jane. So, you know, we're going to be digging into that. I don't know if we see Obafemi this week, but yeah, plenty for us to get our teeth into. So with that being said, let's jump into the chat and see what where the conversation is at. Kian said, Daze, I hope you're doing well and that you're having a great stream. How was your day? It was all right, thank. Very busy. Really enjoyed today's Unseen. That's great. Can't wait for WrestleMania next weekend. Cody will finish his story. NXT stream. Let's go. Yeah, Unseen, we did something a little bit different. I don't know if it worked or not, but I meant what I said. When I finished the stream last night doing Raw, I went over to social media and I was absolutely drowning absolutely drowning in notifications on the same posts. The production truck, I had so many people tagging me in that. And also the responses from Brandy Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. And I already knew at that point that an unseen video would have those featured quite prominently because so many people were talking about them. But it dawned on me, why don't I just quickly do an unseen with them points in? And then when I'm working on the longer unseen, the one that goes for an hour, at least that video is out there for you. But I don't know if that works or if it doesn't work. I certainly don't want to be doing that on a regular basis. But I think if we're going to have... I don't know, if I find myself in that position again, I might do it again. I'm still a bit split on it, to be honest. I'm still not sure what the right thing to do is. But if we find ourselves in that position again, it is a good way of just getting it out there quick. Review went a bit longer than I wanted, but of course there was so much to talk about. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. We did a review. We ended up doing 2 unseen videos. One of them a little quick emergency one. The other one nearly an hour long. I think it clocked in at like 59 minutes 55 seconds. So I was really pleased we got it under the hour. So we did that. Obviously we did the opinions video. I also uploaded the little clip as well. So I mean, I've been bombarding you guys with just bits for you to watch and enjoy. And I don't know, is it all a bit too much? Probably. I probably am putting a bit too much out at the moment. I don't know, but there's just so much to talk about, isn't there? There's just so much to talk about. There's so much that's going on that I kind of feel like, how can you not be just, you know, churning stuff out? Because there's just, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that? We need to talk about this. We need to talk about that. There's just so much that's going on at the moment. So yeah, that was my day, to be honest. Just busy boy. But glad you enjoyed it, King. Glad you enjoyed Unseen. Nathan said, I had a good day today. I'm a cashier at my grocery store. At Cody and Rock, and the customer told me they were an indie wrestler for 3 years. Hang on. I had a good day. I'm a cashier about Cody and The Rock, and the customer told me they were an indie wrestler. What, you spoke to a customer about wrestling and they told you that they were an indie wrestler and they had been for the past 3 years? If I've got that correct, then that would be a pretty fun exchange. I used to work in retail, and there was one customer that came in that kept buying wrestling stuff, and I remember talking to him quite regular about it. Because he would come in and buy, like, you know, the latest DVDs, and he was always in for whatever wrestling stuff we had, so it was very easy to kind of have a chat with him about it. He was probably the only person that I can really remember talking to. I mean, you'd get people that would buy the odd bit, but to be honest, it was normally parents buying it for kids. Didn't really get kids coming in buying it for themselves so much. It was more a birthday gift, or it was more a little treat, or it was more, I'm getting it for Christmas, you know, them kind of things. So I didn't really speak to people when I worked in retail about wrestling. There was a few people I worked with that watched it that I'd have a bit of a chat with, but not loads, to be honest. It is quite niche, isn't it, really? I mean, wrestling is like, in our worlds, it's massive. But when you look at, like, how popular Marvel is, or you look at how popular, I don't know, other things are, Pokemon or whatever, I feel like WWE is quite niche. So, you know, even UFC, you could argue, is bigger. I think that company is valued higher than WWE now. So even UFC on its own, less than, you know, everyone in the UK pretty much talks about football. Football is what people talk about the most, with the Premier League and the Champions League and Man United and Liverpool. I mean, them were the conversations people were really having. But yeah, wrestling occasionally. So yeah, if you did have someone in and you could talk to about wrestling, that'd be pretty fun. Eric said, I think we're all being worked. No one will turn at WrestleMania. They know that we think someone is going to turn, so that they won't turn. Yeah, I don't disagree. I really think that I really think that there are a lot of things that are happening at the moment to try and keep you guessing. I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff that they could go down that road if they want to. I mean, if they really want The Rock to turn on Roman, they can still do it. It might seem a bit strange after what happened, but, you know, it would be nothing for Cody to say it was all planned. Cody could say, I told him, don't hold back. I told him to beat me up. I told him to do that because we wanted to set the trap. We wanted to make it as realistic as possible. They could go down that road if they wanted, and then, like, you know, show the moments where he wasn't quite acknowledging, show the moments where The Rock, you know, it was The Rock that was telling Jimmy and Solo to go to Raw. That's why Roman didn't know that The Rock was doing this on purpose, because he didn't want to acknowledge Roman, and he only started doing it as soon as Paul Heyman was looking, and he beat up Cody, but that was in agreement with Cody so that they could keep up appearances. Like, you can do that if you want to. I don't think you should, but you could do that if you want to. Equally, you can have Seth turn it again. You know, the little looks that Seth has given. You could go down that road, and you could have Seth turn on Cody. Maybe Seth loses his title to Drew before that main event and realizes that he took his eye off the ball. He was so busy feuding with the Bloodline, he completely took his eye off Drew McIntyre. And Drew's been warning him about that. Drew's been warning him about not taking his eye off the ball. And maybe Bloodline costs Seth. And maybe Seth loses his world championship. All of a sudden, is he going to be as eager to see Cody win one if he's just lost his? He's helped Cody, and his what did he get for it? Losing his championship. So Seth turning, there's a possibility. Rock turning, there's a possibility. Tama Tonga getting involved, there's a possibility. I mean, there are options that are on the table. But all these little looks, all these little references, the production truck, you know, is Stone Cold and John Cena going to get involved now? Is that guaranteed? Can we say that's a dead cert because of the production truck? Like, I think that there's a lot of muddying of the water. I think there's a lot of options on the table. I think there's a lot of theories, a lot of speculation, a lot of noise. And I agree. I think it's by design. I think they're creating that noise, and they will pick a direction that they want to go. They've got so many that they can go down. They could pull all the levers, or they could pull none of the levers. At this point, we don't really know. We don't really know which way they're going to go. I feel like because of the beatdown, the Rock turning probably feels less likely now. But as I said, still not impossible. Still not impossible. Be a hell of a swerve, but still not impossible. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? We don't quite know. I think through all the noise, like all this noise is happening, and through it all, there's one universal truth, and that is we will walk with Elias. No, the one universal truth is I think that Cody finishes his story. That's the universal truth. That's what I'm thinking will happen. Whatever goes down, I feel pretty good that Cody will finish his story. Anything outside of that is your guess or mine. Alchemouncer said, I'm only social on social media. I'll walk right by you in real life and not say a word. Elizabeth said, correct me if I'm wrong. I won't do that. I refuse to do that. I'm just, whatever you're about to say now, Elizabeth, in my world is correct. And actually going forward, I'm going to treat it as if it's correct. Let's see. Pro Wrestling has done storylines with attacking and blood dripping down a superstar's face like this for decades in the sport of pro wrestling. Well, actually, it has. I mean, obviously in AEW, you would see this a lot. I mean, we've had plenty of attacks and blood in AEW, and we have had blood in WWE, but normally in WWE, it's by accident. Certainly in recent years. And, you know, it's where someone's been busted open, and, you know, WWE really don't use bloods. It's not something that WWE look to have on their programming because they try to stay a PG program, and there are restrictions with being a PG program. A lot of people think that if you're a PG program, you have to just make content for kids and it's all childish, and that's just so not true. A PG means that there are restrictions. So you can't really bleed and you can't swear, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to be aimed at children, right? It doesn't mean that you have to be Teletubbies, right? It just means that there's certain things that you can't do. So, you know, we've been operating under PG for a long time, but we've been doing some fantastic stuff. The whole Sammy and Bloodline story was under PG, and that people were calling that cinema. Right? When he finally turns and hits him with the chair, and, you know, there was no swearing, there was no blood involved in that, and people absolutely lapped it up. I think it's a bit dangerous to think that good content has to have swearing or good content has to have blood, because that's just not true. That's not true. And for me, it's a bit of a slippery road, like all the excitement and the fanfare that people have got that we're going to an Attitude Era. I know that time is held up in high regards, and it was very exciting TV, and it felt like anything could happen. And for those reasons, I agree it would be good to go back to that. You know, I think that the product at times has felt stale, and I think that last night definitely did not feel stale. So I agree with it in that regards. But endless swearing and bad language just for the sake of it, blood every week will soon get tiresome. I mean, look how people lay into Moxley, bleeding all the time. Oh, Moxley's bleeding again. It's become a meme now where people actually make fun of it. It doesn't mean anything anymore because Moxley bleeds a lot. And so what you see online is a lot of criticism towards that, right? So WWE have got to be, I think, really careful if they are going to now branch out and they are going to now have a lot of blood and swearing, that they don't just overdo it and it just becomes nonchalant and all of a sudden it doesn't matter anymore. You know, all of a sudden it doesn't have the same impact anymore. I think it's something that really has to be used sparingly. So you are correct that wrestling has had plenty of bloods, plenty of it, all over the world. Plenty of bad language, all over the world. It's not like it's gone from wrestling and now WWE is bringing it back. It's just within the WWE sphere, you didn't get it very often. It was very, very limited. Very limited. And most of the time in recent years, it was by mistake. It was because someone got caught on a ring post or got caught on the steps and they were bleeding rather than they were blading, you know, and they were like purposefully getting bloods. But yeah, I'd say that's one of the big talking points is the whole Attitude Era and is it back and should it come back and how excited are people to go in that direction and so on, so on, so on. I mean, it's a difficult one because if you go TV 14, that means that really people 14 or older should be watching and people under that age shouldn't be watching. You will get parents that won't want their kids to watch that content. And we know that Cody really caters to that younger audience. You know, he's going to 5-year-olds' birthday parties and he's getting kids in the ring. And if you go TV 14, you are really going to be taking... You think of all those kids that idolize John Cena. You know, you are going to be not seeing them at house shows anymore. You're not going to see them at TV shows anymore because they won't be allowed in the building if it's a TV 14 program. So you are really changing. It's a big change. It would be a massive change if you was to do that. And I'm sure WWE will weigh up what the right thing is for them. I could imagine there being a bit of a struggle, actually. I could imagine Triple H and The Rock wanting to go TV 14 because that's the era that they remember fondly, the Attitude Era. People talk to them about that era, Stone Cold Rock, Triple H. You know, people talk to them about that all the time. So you could understand them thinking back to that and thinking, let's bring that back. But then you could understand TKO going, whoa, hang on, if we do that, what about all the kids? What about all the figures that we sell? What about all the licenses for like bedding and pillows and curtains and posters? And I mean, the money that kids put into this is, you know, I mean, we got into it as kids, I'm sure. You don't get too many adults that come into WWE. You tend to get into it when you're a kid. And so I think like that has to be factored in. That has to be considered. And honestly, it's a very difficult one. And I don't really know if you can do a bit of both. I don't know that you can do a little bit of now we're going to go TV-14, now we're going to be PG. Because I don't know if you're really pleasing people. Can you please everyone if you do that? Can you do a TV-14 show once in a while? Don't know. And wouldn't it stand out then? If, like, all of a sudden Raw is advertised as being TV-14? I don't know. It's a real interesting one. It's a real interesting one. It's actually not one that I've got a firm opinion on. I just want them to consider like what it would mean if we were to go TV-14, because it is not all green grass, right? It's not all rosy. I know that social media will make you think that. I know there's a lot of stan accounts that are shouting for it, right? I don't give a flip about them. From a business point of view, it makes most sense to appeal to the widest fan base possible. And I just think that creativity can flourish if there are like parameters put onto it, right? If you have to, like, I'm in this situation, how do I get out of it? That can create some really interesting storylines. If there aren't really any boundaries and you can do anything and anything goes, that's not necessarily brilliant for creativity, because like you can just, anything will do. You're not having to think about your language. You're not having to think about like, you know, you can just go to blood. Do you know what I mean? You can just go. I'll just use the swear words. They're kind of like get out of jail cards, really. If you're in a feud and you're like, oh, right, it's getting heated, let's throw in a swear word. It's just a bit, I think, lazy compared to if you can't swear and you've got to be a bit more creative, or you can't use blood, so you've got to be a bit more creative. I just worried that they're going to be very easy cards to play. Let's use swear word there, let's use blood there, and it's just going to be a bit easy. So I don't think it's all rosy. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I hope it gets thought about. And I do think there'll be a bit more freedom on Netflix. And of course, you're going to get kids that still watch. I mean, we all watch things that we shouldn't be watching. Yeah, I mean, I was watching pornography from the age of 6. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I was watching... what wasn't I watching? Yeah? I mean, I was a man of the world by the age of 8. So we all watch stuff that we shouldn't be watching when we're at a young age. But I don't know. I would just err on the side of caution. I would definitely be that voice in the room going, "Have we considered everything? Have we definitely thought this through?" Mr. Quiet Storm said, I think Rock and Roman fall out, but he won't turn on him. Roman loses the belt and he blames The Rock, and then The Rock blames him for losing, and that he is not worthy of being head of the table anymore. Al said reports said that Seth looked weak last night. I hate to be the messenger because he is weak. Whenever Seth comes within a foot of Drew McIntyre, it's lights out for poor Seth. Eric said, I want more Raws like last night, please. A. Jobson said, I'm really looking forward to Dijak and Shawn Spears. War Dogs against Otis and Tozawa. It should be really fun. WWE needs to give you some branded clothes. They need you to wear something other than black. Yeah, but have you seen a lot of the wrestling shirts? I mean, all of them are black as well. We're not a very adventurous group. I mean, there's a tie-dye Bailey shirt that's out that hurts my eyes if I look at it too long. I can't cope with that much colour. So even if I was wearing wrestling shirts, I'd be wearing black. I'd be wearing black. Daze, why didn't Jay help Cody last night? Could he not see on the screen in the arena? I don't know what was happening whilst that was happening. I haven't gone back and watched it. I know there is footage of The Rock beating up Cody, and then isn't there footage of like Solo and Jimmy, or maybe Jay or someone walking back through? I have not had a look yet, but there is. Should we see? I've got it saved. Should we have a little look at it? This is from a fan. I know a lot of people tagged me in it. Is it PW Scoops? This footage kind of coming out today. It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive that PW Scoops have. And it was two people walking through the kind of entranceway as The Rock was beating up on Cody. Just trying to see if I can find it. I can't find it. PW Scoops. Let's go to them. PW Scoop. PW Scoops. PW. Done it? No. Raw exclusive. Raw exclusive. Oh my god. Shouldn't have searched for that. No. Should not have searched for Raw X. Oh my god. No. I mean, I'm not clicking off, but Jesus, some of the things I've just seen. I thought I'd turned a man at the age of 8, but it turns out I was nowhere near. Oh my god. Wow. Raw exclusive is not the kind of thing you want to be putting into X, let me tell you. Jesus. Jesus. Jay Uso. Let's search Jay Uso. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Do you know what? I can't even find it now. I feel like I've just made up everything I've just said to you. Perhaps I just dreamt it all. Because I swear loads of people tagged me in it, but I can't find it now. Instead, I've just seen some absolutely incredible things. I didn't even know women had them. We set records. I've not seen that either. Oh my god. There's so much for me to catch up on. I really have not caught up with stuff today because of opinion videos and everything. Yeah, I can't. Oh, there it is. Just I was about to say I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. Give it. There it is. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Here. Exclusive for PW content. In my mind, they were called PW Scoops. This was 9 hours ago. When Cody Rhodes was getting attacked last night, Jay and Seth were seen walking through casually. Okay, so that's Jay and Seth. There they are. Well, in all fairness, okay, they are, look, they're both hurt. I mean, they've both been attacked. And they're both struggling. So I think this is trying to make out like, oh, look how rubbish this looks. Like, but in all fairness, we were watching this at home, so we never got to see this. Granted, people in the arena saw this, but it's difficult, isn't it? Because Jay and Seth can't go running through to the back. Because if they go running through to the back, then you would ask the question, where were they? Why didn't they get to Cody? Right? Here, you can see that he's beating them up, and you can see that they do walk through, but they're both pretty battered. They're both pretty beat up. I mean, you can still ask the question, why didn't they get to Cody? Why didn't they go and, like, save him? But you can see, like, Seth's holding his head there. They might not know quite where he is at this point. He might be thinking, I really need to get some medical attention. I'm seeing, like, 50 Jey Usos. Jay looks a bit better, though, doesn't he? Jay looks a little bit better. But, yeah, I mean, it's one of those. We weren't meant to be seeing this. They probably could have done a little bit of a better job of selling in this moment. If both of them were, like, you know, really struggling to walk and they were, like, you know, taking ages to kind of get to the back, that would have looked a bit better. But in this moment here, they know that everyone's watching what's happening on the screens. And as I said, they can't go running through to the back now. Because if they go running through to the back, people are going to expect them to appear back there, aren't they? And, like, make the save. And it's not in the script for them to make the save. So probably a little more selling was needed here. Probably a little more selling was needed. But, I don't know. I mean, look, if you're going to nitpick on that, then, honestly, go and touch some grass, man. Honestly. If you're really going to dig that deep to try and criticize last night's Raw, I just don't think wrestling's for you. James said, Triple H needs this Mania to be a huge success. Considering this is the first Mania in full creative control, he needs to hit it out the park. There's no room for error or failure. Dork Knights, shout out to you. A. Jobson said, I hope that The Rock stays heel post-Mania whenever or if he appears. By the work Rock's been putting in, he'll work SummerSlam or Saudi. Mr. Quietstorm said, I've been watching for about a month or so. I do like the stuff. Thank you for sacrificing your sleep to entertain us. Mr. Quietstorm, shout out to you, my friends. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate people joining us and enjoying the content, enjoying the channel. That is no problem. The problem I have is getting stuff out like as quick as what I can. That's the problem. Because just like now we're doing this stream, so that means that I'm not kind of catching up on all the unseen stuff. And before this I did Wrestling Escape Pods. There's another hour I couldn't catch up on all the unseen stuff. And not long before that I had something to eat, and of course the opinions video, so that meant that I couldn't do it. And then obviously I have had some sleep today, so I couldn't do it. So like, do you know what I mean? Like it does kind of all back up a little bit, if you will. So it does mean like I would love to finish this stream and then have an unseen video ready for you. But because there's only me that does all of this, it means I then need to have to go off after this to work on all of that. So you'll get it when you get it. You'll get it a few hours after NXT tonight. There should be some fantastic stuff that's going to be in there. I mean, there's been a lot of reaction to Raw, which obviously you can't quite capture immediately after Raw. But we got a good, we got an hour's worth of stuff into yesterday's Unseen. But as you can see, like that clip only came out 9 hours ago. So, that'll be in there, and we'll have lots of other bits and bobs that'll be in there. But it will take a bit of time for me to kind of put that together. But, look, it's there for you tomorrow. Yeah, on your lunch break, or when you first get up, or when you get back from work. I think Unseens are, they're a daily thing now, and I love doing them. I really appreciate the fact people enjoy them and that they watch them and they seem to be entertained by them. And I'll try and get them out as quick as I can, but bear with me. They do take time to put together. Edward said, Daze, on my feedback quote, it was meant to say I would love to beat him up, but I would never get the chance as his beep ass sucks. P.S. I love Dwayne Johnson. You misread it. Whatever. I did the best I could, mates. I read like 50 odd comments from different people, which I had to try and get into an hour. So if the language isn't quite right, if there is a bit of misspelling in there, it can be tricky for me to try and put pieces together as I'm trying to race through that video. So we got your point, bud. Johnny said, why did I want The Rock to throw Cody over the edge outside? Don't know. Loopy said, I love hearing stuff from the past, memories from different times in my life. Nathan said, Daze, thank you for reading my comments and half-time scores. I appreciate it. Sorry for the misspellings. It's fine. It's fine. There's again, you have to bear with me if there are things that I am reading things live. So if things are misspelled or the punctuation's a bit off, like maybe there's meant to be a comma in there, and I'm not taking breaks in sentences like when I'm meant to be. I am having to try and do that as I'm reading it live. So I think we can. I would like to think we could have a bit of understanding with that. Daze. Do you think MJF will arrive in WWE next week? No. I think he's with AEW. I think he's stayed with AEW. My gut feeling, look, word on the street was that last year we had him re-sign. That was word on the street, not confirmed by AEW, but word on the street was he re-signed, and that WWE felt that they weren't going to be able to get him, and that he re-signed his contract. Then he gets done with AEW, and then he goes off for recovery with his injury, and so he goes off and he now has been removed from their roster and his merch has been removed. So a lot of people are like, is he really done? Were those rumors true? And they're right to question this thing. No, there is nothing confirmed. I have not seen anything that says that he 100% re-signed with AEW. So people are absolutely right to question it. But I can only go off what the streets were saying, and the streets were saying that he had re-signed with AEW. So now, if I'm going to go off that, his merch being removed and him being removed from the roster and everything, that to me could be AEW, if he has re-signed, just creating a bit of buzz. It might be that they're just creating a little bit of buzz for him to return. And this is something they've sort of played with before, you know? They do like to blur those lines. Because if you think about, like, when we had the whole 2024 and he was cutting the promo on Tony Khan and he was going to walk out. Do you remember when we were, before the Adam Cole friendship, he was a heel and he was going off on Tony Khan and he was talking about 2024. Like, I think they planted the seeds for him leaving or potentially leaving going back a few years ago. Then they decided to try and turn him face and we sort of abandoned that. Well, now we're in 2024 and I could understand it being in their best interest to kind of continue teasing the fact that he might not be sticking around. So I'm looking at it thinking, I think they're playing games. I think AEW are getting people talking. Listen, we're talking about them right now. We wouldn't be talking about them right now. If he was on their roster and they were selling his merch, we would not be having this conversation. But we're having this conversation, and I'd imagine other channels are having the conversation because everyone is interested into, did he really re-sign? Did he really re-sign? So that is definitely where the conversation is, and I think it's right to have that conversation. But I think that he has re-signed. That's what the streets were saying. And I think that they're doing this to just play into where the conversation was a few years ago. I think he will go to WWE. I can't see him never going. I think he will go. I think he's still very young, isn't he? In his like mid-20s. So I think even if he signs another, say, 2-year deal with AEW, he's still getting towards his late 20s. And I think then at that point, you know, he will want the WrestleMania moment. I've no doubt about that. I know that AEW has grown and that they've got Wembley now, right? But I've no doubt that he would like to go over to WWE and experience that world as well. So, but I think he is also enjoying being a big fish, to be honest. He is a big fish. He's probably their biggest star. And so I think he has worked hard to get into that position. He's got into that position and he might now enjoy just having a few years of being that guy. You know, he got a real taste of it, didn't he, last year? Last year was probably the first full year where he was the guy. And I think, I can't really speak for him, but it wouldn't surprise me if he just wanted a little more of that before then going to WWE, where he's going to have to do all that work again. Because once he goes to WWE, he is not going to be the biggest star over there. You know, he'll pale to Roman Reigns. Yeah, I mean, he won't be the size of a Seth Rollins. He won't be the size of a CM Punk. He won't be the size of a Roman Reigns. I don't know quite how the WWE crowds would take to him, but no, I'm not expecting MJF to go over to WWE at this stage, just because of those rumors that were around like late last year, early this year. Can they be trusted though? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Did just see a super chat that went through. Charles, shout out to you, my friend. Said, Daze, thank you for all that you do. That's very kind. I appreciate it, dudes. No, it's a pleasure. I love doing the streams, love doing unscenes, love doing the opinion videos. I'm really grateful. I'm the one that should be thankful for the fact that when I put this stuff out, there are people there that are willing to check it out, you know, and that there are people to give it a go and give it a watch. Because I've said before, there's so much choice. I mean, the wrestling world is so crowded, so busy. There's so much podcasts and streams and videos, and there's so many channels. So the fact that we've able to just carve a little corner out for ourselves, just a little nook in the corner, that means a lot. So no, I really appreciate it. So shout out to you, buds. Carl said, I know there's been rumblings about Drew and Seth's contracts ending soon. I think they both need to be re-signed if possible. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Drew's is, I think, a bit more urgent. I think that Seth's is a little later. There is an article going around that shows when all the contracts expire. We actually looked on it on a stream the other day. I think was it yesterday? Might even have been yesterday's, where we went down and had to look at all the contract information. And it is Becky, Seth, and Drew that are coming up very, very soon this year. Drew is the one that feels a bit more pressing. Drew said if you was to believe the internet, you'd think I was the only person that had a contract that needed negotiating. He's like, I'm really chill about it. Like, you know, we're in talks. They know what I'm looking for. I'm having the time of my life, and I want to continue having the time of my life. He is not making any noises that he wants to leave. I don't think he wants to leave. But I do think that he is probably playing hardball in the sense of, this is the number. I'm having that number, and he has put a number out there which I would imagine is fair. I can't imagine him being unfair. I'd imagine he knows what others are being paid, and he probably knows where he is on the card, and he probably knows what he believes his valuation is. And so I wouldn't think he was being unfair. It's just WWE have to weigh up, like, you know, how much do we want to pay Drew? What does that mean for other superstars? And blah, 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 blah. You know, we spoke about this yesterday. So there's a lot to weigh up with this. It's not as easy as just pay him, because we don't know what he's asking for. We don't know where that would put him on the pay scale. We don't know then what that would mean once word gets out, and word will get out as to what he's being paid. If we can find this information out, the WWE superstars can find this information out. So if we know what they're being paid, they'll know what they're being paid. So obviously it has a big knock-on effect, doesn't it? So that is for people within the business that look after the finance side, that know the budgets, to know kind of, you know, can we make it work? So we'll have to see. Hopefully they get it done. It absolutely should be re-signing him. We should be doing that, definitely. James said Tony would be a fool to let MJF fall through his fingers right now. Yeah, well, I mean, again, I can only go off those rumors about him re-signing, but if he hasn't re-signed, you know that Tony will put... I mean, the money won't be the issue. I mean, Tony, when it comes to MJF, he will pay. I mean, we know that he's been paying for the likes of Mercedes and whatever, so I've no doubt the money would not be a problem. But I really think MJF does at one point want to go to WWE. I do think he wants to go to WWE. So I don't think that's now. I mean, I'll tell you, I have not searched recently for what the latest is on MJF. I mean, here, I've just searched MJF. This is the first thing that comes up, right? Very top search. Haven't even clicked on anything. This was from the 20th of December, like I said. It's reported by House of Wrestling that some in WWE believe MJF has already signed a new contract with AEW that runs through to 2027. His current deal expires on January 1st. So, you know, everything I've just been telling you, I can back it up with an article, right? This from the 20th of December. From Wrestling Inc., coming from House of Wrestling, that people within WWE believe that MJF has already signed a new contract that runs through to 2027. So obviously, if that is correct, then that would mean that he's under a deal, and anything that's happening now is AEW, like muddy in the water. Is that correct, though? That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. And here it's worth saying as well that AEW removed MJF from the roster, that from the 1st of January. So this has been doing the rounds recently again, where people have pointed out that MJF has been removed from the roster. But that was on the 1st of January. The Daily Mail reported that MJF had been removed on the 1st of January. So, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's one to keep an eye on, but as of right now, my position on it, or my expectation, is that I think he's re-signed. Right. Daze, question. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of women's world champions in any order, says Edwards. I would have Manami Toy. I mean, I don't know if this is all of wrestling. If this is all of wrestling, then I think I would have Manami Toyota, because she is regarded, and I have seen not all of her matches by any means, but I have seen a good chunk of her matches. I do love that kind of all Japan women's. We actually looked on it on an unseen. That was amazing. I mean, what a special time that was for women's wrestling. And Manami Toyota has more Dave Meltzer 5-star ratings than I think any other woman. I think she's got something like 13 5-star matches. She really was like so ahead of her time. She is something very special. If you've not ever checked out Manami Toyota, then check her out, because you will be very, very impressed. And certainly if you consider she was doing this in the kind of late 80s, early 90s. So she would be the first name that would come to my mind. Then I would probably think about like some of the women that really paved the way. So, like June Byers was like a real pioneer. I'd definitely be thinking back to her. Fabulous Moolah would have to be mentioned, because women's wrestling, she ran it. A lot of the promotions used to get in touch with Fabulous Moolah and ask, have you got any girls that we can have for the show? And she would train the women, and then she would send them. And she would take a cut of the pay as a result. And that is what has upset people, because I think she would take the lion's share of whatever those women were paid, and she would give them like a very small amount. And so people obviously look at that as like questionable business tactics and exploitation to a degree. Add in the fact that I don't think she treated all the girls that great. She was a bit abusive at times. There's lots of allegations against her. It was a real dark, moody time for women's wrestling, but she was the biggest face of women's wrestling for a long time, and she used to work with the promoters. And part of the problem was that because it was a man's world, if you was a soft, lovely lady, you would be walked all over. Like you had to be a woman that had balls. You had to be a woman that had a bit of something about her. You had to be a woman that would stand up for yourself, that wouldn't be pushed around. And I think, unfortunately, because she was that in spades, that also didn't just work with the promoters. She didn't really have that softer side to then show to the girls, She was hard and business to the promoters, but she was hard and business to the girls as well. And I'm certainly not making excuses for her, but I do think that in that era, it's very hard to judge that era by today's standards, because it was completely different time. And but listen, some of the stuff that you hear about her is terrible. Maybe that would stop her going on the list, but you can't talk about women's wrestling without talking about her and what she did. And I know these might be boring answers, but honestly, compared to a Lita or something like that, like Lita's contributions were great, but she didn't run women's wrestling for like 20, 30 years. She played a character on a show, and she had some good matches, and she definitely, was athletic and caught attention. But it's very hard to compare what Lita did to, what June Byers was doing, or what Manami Toyota was doing, or what the Fabulous Moolah did with women's wrestling like decades before. So it's a bit difficult, to be honest. It's a bit difficult because you're not just comparing in ring, you're comparing like impact on the business. And, I think that Fabulous Moolah had a massive impact on the business. June Byers had a massive impact on the business. I mean, she was women's wrestling kind of around that kind of post-war kind of era. And, women's wrestling was not really held in high regard, but she held her own, and she showed like what women's wrestling could be. and you know that was massive at the time. I kind of feel like she deserves her flowers. Fabulous Moolah deserves her flowers, but I don't know if you can give Moolah her flowers because of all the other stuff. If you want to get a little bit more up to speed, has any woman ever got as big as what Becky has? If you want to go down that road, you know, Becky main eventing and the whole man thing and being on the front of the game and the blood coming down her nose, main event in WrestleMania 35. I mean, Becky as the man, it was a very short period of time, all things considered. You know, all things considered, it's I don't know, 12 months, something like that. Like, it's not a long period of time where she is red hot, where she is like one of the biggest stars. I mean, right now she feels like she's really gone down several pegs since that time. Now she is a big star, but we're not expecting her to beat Rhea. She's a big star, but she's not a Roman Reigns, right? She's not Roman's level anymore. Roman and the bloodline and everything. You know, think about it, actually. You think about Roman when he was getting mixed reactions and people were like, not sure about him. She was definitely equal to him at that point. But Roman, when he's been in the bloodline, different level, mate. Different level. So Roman and the bloodline is clearly clear of where Becky is now. But if you want to talk about like how big a woman has ever been in WWE, I don't know that we've ever had a woman that's as big as what Becky got at WrestleMania 35 and the blood coming down her face and all of that kind of stuff. The repercussions of that and what that meant for women's wrestling, I don't think we still fully understand even 5 years later. But yeah, you know, there's that clearly opened doors. That clearly changed things. And I think that you might want to include that. Some might say China, some might say Trish, some might say Charlotte, some might say AJ Lee, and they're all perfectly acceptable answers. But I don't know, did they really... Did they change the game? Did China change the game? I don't know that she did. I mean, we were doing bra and panty matches, and did she really change anything? Did any doors open as a result of China? I don't know. She definitely had an impact. Definitely had an impact. Does she belong on a women's wrestling Mount Rushmore? I don't know that I can make an argument, because what followed was a Divas era. You know, and total reality and total divas and all of that. I don't know that she did have the impact. And I think that's probably what keeps China off for me. Probably what keeps China off. Trish, maybe a bit more. I think there is an argument that Trish definitely did change things. But because she sort of towed the line between like being a wrestler and being like... good-looking girl that was into kind of the reality stuff, whatever. She sort of walked the line between both. So I kind of feel like she works in any era that you put her in. If you put her in today's era, she works. If you put her in the reality era, the diva era, she works. You could totally see Trish being on Total Divas. Totally see her being on Total Divas. So it's hard to know what she changed, but I think what she changed was showing that women could be a regular feature and that we could have a big division and we could have like women's champions and all of that stuff. And so I think she definitely opened that door more than it had been open before. You know, women really were an attraction like all throughout the 90s and the Attitude Era. You know, we weren't having big women's matches during the Attitude Era. We were getting the odd match, but they were a side attraction, not a main feature like they are now. The history of women's wrestling is so fascinating. It really is fascinating. I think, you know, Manami Toyo, maybe I put Fabulous Moolah on there. Maybe I put June Byers on there. I got a real soft spot for Alondra Blaze, but I don't think she makes it. And maybe you put Becky on there for what she achieved in recent years. But yeah, you know, there's a lot to get your teeth into. There's a lot to chuck around. And it's one that I'm sure we could spend even longer talking about. But we do not have time. It is time to go to NXT. Dijak Shawn Spears is what is kicking off the show. I do like a bit of Dijak. I am a Dijak fan. Obviously, he's got a really good social media game. So, turn this down. So, yeah, Dijak is definitely someone that I think... I was surprised he didn't get into the run-in for that social... Star of the Year. I was surprised that he wasn't up for that. Prime Target, Trick Mello coming up tonight. Shawn is cheering on Shawn. Forearm strike coming in by Dijak. Sign in the crowd says push Dijak. I think you'll see more of those because Dijak has been saying that he wants to see more of those signs. So I think you will start to see more of those. Shawn Spears going down as Dijak goes onto the middle rope and splashes down. And 2 counts. Roxanne is really good in the ring, and she's an up-and-comer, said Intoxicated Drums. Let's go, Shawn Spears. Trish was Diva of the Decade, said A. Jobson. When I watch AEW now, it feels like a chore. I'm going to stop watching, but it's hard for me because I want to see Edge. Okay. Well, I mean, look, you do you. What I would say is don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to... It's hard to not listen to what everyone else is saying. But you do you. If you want to watch it and enjoy it. If you just want to catch up on just the Edge bits, then just do that, you know? Wrestling can be consumed and enjoyed lots of different ways. Dijak in the corner. Big boot there by Dijak. Headbutt by Dijak as Shawn Spears goes down. Dijak's climbing up. He's getting onto the top. Oh my God. Shawn Spears jumped up and Dijak sort of over-rotated. Don't really know what that achieved. He goes to the outside. The crowd enjoyed it because, I mean, it was very athletic for a big man. Dijak goes to the outside as Shawn Spears steps out. Underneath the ring is Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy grabs a chair and he pulls it underneath the ring. Dijak goes into the barricades. This feels like one of the best times for wrestling, said Vincent. Right now, we've got knees to the midsection. We got Shawn Spears going face first into the edge of the ring. Puff Dutch said, I want cussing and blood. A. Jobson said, Ospreay face in and will beat Bryan Danielson. Ricochet might face a new champion in Drew, but that is about it. Okay, so these two go back into the ring as we go to commercial break. James said, I watched the Bulldog Legends biography. It's fantastic, beautifully done, and emotional. Nothing new that we didn't already know, though. That is what has sort of stopped me from watching it at the moment. I will watch it, but yeah, I think those... I have watched some of those before, and you sometimes learn a few bits. But sometimes it can be that, as you say, it's nothing new. But it's a nice revisit, isn't it? Walk down memory lane. I'll definitely watch it when I get a chance. Kitson said, I hate how UK fans don't get the picture-in-picture break. Yes. We don't. We're just on the network, and we've just got something to do with The Rock at the moment. Every time I see Shawn Spears chop somebody, I think of CVV's chest, says Oblong Box. Okay, we are at commercial break. We should be going back very soon. Miss Clown, I hope you are well. Can we just fast forward to when the tops come off, says William. Let's go. Let's go. What have they got in store for us on NXT tonight? What have they got for us tonight? Nice way to open the show. Hard-hitting contest. Always love to see Dijak, as he said. I was surprised that he wasn't up for Social Star of the Year. I think he was surprised about that as well. But Daze, how are you doing? Said Stephen. I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you are well. Aubrey said, we need Russo. Imagine his genius right now. He would book a stink face match between Rhea and Bayley, and it would slap. Intoxicated Drum said, I like the dude that's under the ring, and then he grabbed the chair. That was nice. Nice. Shawn said, Vince Russo is overrated. He ruined WCW. Brony said, do you remember when Cross was in NXT and was booked like a monster? We all thought he would be the next face of the company and WrestleMania main eventer. Inside Out again said Bull Nakano and Aja Kong. Two fantastic names. Very excited to see Bull go into the Hall of Fame. And should be, hopefully she gets a bit of time, you know, to kind of talk. And that's going to be an induction I'm going to be really fascinated to see. So she didn't do tons in WWE, but her contribution to women's wrestling is undeniable. She was the ace of All Japan Women, and she came over to and worked in WWE a few times. I think she did a tour in the 80s. When she was in a tag team, and they did like a little tour, and then she came back obviously in the 90s to feud with Alundra Blaze. They faced off at SummerSlam. They faced off on a Raw after WrestleMania. There's some absolutely brilliant matches. Former women's champion, of course, in WWE as well. So yeah, 11 days till WrestleMania. Let's go, baby. Stand and Deliver is 1 week from this Saturday. 1 week from Saturday. Do you know, there's so much going on and there's so many talking points that you just sort of, the days are just going. It's 11, pretty soon we'll be down to single digits. Pretty soon it'll just be like 9 days, 8 days that we'll be in that countdown, you know. Daze, I've tagged you in something. All the Raw segments got big spikes, but some steep 300 to 400,000 losses in less than 15 minutes. What was the rating? I haven't even seen the rating, let alone the breakdown of it. Was it a good number? It deserved to be a good number. What was the number? Tell me, Brian Thurston. Do you have the info? 1729. Yeah. Would have liked a bit more, to be honest, but that kind of 17 area is sort of where we've been. I'd like a list, actually. How does that compare to the build last year? Big chops coming in by Dijak. Big chops coming in. Slams Shawn Spears down. Dijak back in the corner. Dijak looking to finish this off. Is this where Gacy will get involved? Shawn Spears almost putting in a kick. Dijak grabbing. Shawn Spears goes to pick him up. Spears roll through. 2. Kick out. Super kick there by Shawn Spears. Oh. 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Dijak. Massive boot. Crowd are chanting fight forever. They're really enjoying it. Right now, Dijak again grabbing Shawn Spears. Trying to get him up. He's got him up on his shoulders. Elbows coming in by Shawn. Right now, he's got him on his shoulder. Shawn looking for... Don't know what he was going for there, but now he's on Dijak's shoulder. We got Thea Hail against Jasmine coming up tonight. Countered. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Vic Joseph is right. It wasn't pretty. There's a few bits in this match that I can't say have been that pretty. Looking at last year's Raw ratings. So on March 6th last year, we did a 1.8. March 13th, we did a 1.70. March 20th, we did a 177. March 27th, we did a 1.84. So little down. Little down. Elbow drop, but that is the way that TV is going. So, ref just checking on Dijak. Right now, we've got Shawn going over, looking for his chair. He doesn't know where it's gone. Of course, we know that Joe Gacy took it. So, Shawn Spears on the edge of the ring. Climbing up. Dijak in the middle. Shawn Spears comes down. Double axe handle gets caught. Choke slam coming by Dijak. And he gets it. 1, 2. And shoulder up by Shawn Spears. So Dijak with a big choke slam. Dijak having to try and dig deep. Crowd are really enjoying this. They're actually on their feet for this at the moment as Dijak's back up. Over in the corner, NXT chants as there's a kick that comes in there by Dijak. Shawn Spears on the shoulders. One, two, three. It's a win for Dijak. Dijak beats Shawn Spears in a pretty fun opening contest, to be honest. Let's get your thoughts in the chat. We'll do a poll. What did you think about that contest? Match score. So they're just showing the replay of Joe Gacy taking the chair. Boom. Amazing match, said Dro. Good match, said Brony. Dijak wins. Okay, so Dijak in the entranceway. Gacy is actually standing on the commentary table with that chair, playing it like a guitar. And I'm guessing we're building to like a Shawn Spears, Joe Gacy feud. Scissors. Roxanne Perez. Look at this girl. Just happy to be here. I was so naive. This makes me sick. Yeah, it made me sick as well. I wanted everyone to like me. This new Roxanne is the best. So she's got some scissors and she's like cutting up some of the pictures where she's met like some of the stars in the past. She's dead. Do you want to know what my hero's got me? Nothing. I'm my own hero now. Right, I think I'm now a fully signed up Roxanne Perez stan. I think that's what's happening. Always on to the next PLE, on to the next TV special. Now I'm looking out for myself. And it feels so good. The proof is in the results. I love this. This is a really great promo. Lyra, I don't like you. I don't dislike you. I actually have no feelings towards you. It'll be backward. Does she win it? Who wins that? Are they going to pull the trigger on Roxanne? Because I think she deserves it. But Lyra is definitely someone that they really like as well. I feel like that match could go either way. It's a difficult one to call, to be honest. I really don't know which way they're going with that. But that was a brilliant, brilliant video package. I don't know how you spell Jasmine. Is it like that? Is it like that? I don't know. Who cares? Oh, is she back in the red? Back in the Chase U colours. Yeah, back in the Chase U colours. Roxy getting this much camera time is nice. Thea is back on the coke. Daze, my Bray tweet from Ray with fireflies of the crowd has got more views and likes than anything I've tweeted in the last month combined. Very good. Very good. It is nice to see them continuing to do that. So, yeah, I mean, I imagine there'll be a lot to talk about from the documentary. A lot to talk about from the documentary, so not long till we get that as well, isn't it? It's like, is that the... I don't know when that drops. I don't know when I'm watching it. I feel like we probably... Should we do a watch-along for that? Would that be a good watch-along, actually? I don't know. Didn't really think about doing a watch-along, because you have to sort of sit and listen, don't you? doesn't really make for a good watch-along if we're all sat here silently, quietly making notes. Wow. Yeah, wow. Don't know. When does it drop? Is it the Friday? Roxanne is like Bailey to me. Wasn't down with Hugger Bailey, but once she cut up those streamers, I was fully invested. Roxanne is reminding me of that. Shedding that skin. Johnny said, I think Roxanne should already be on the main roster. Cora Jade should be on the roster when her injury is over. Cora and Roxanne are both heels. Has the women's tag match been announced for WrestleMania? No. But we are expecting that on Friday, and I don't know that it'll be for the tag title. We're expecting it to be a 6-woman. That's what the streets are saying. James said, it's not difficult considering most of the things I tweet is telling someone to F off. Yeah, true. True. You might not get the best engagement with that. I'm pleased it went well for you, though. I'm pleased that you got a good result from that. James is spelling it correctly. I can't be bothered to change it, James, but thank you. Thank you. Thea is going to murder Jasmine. A. Jobson, that's not how you spell it. Yeah, it's not how you spell it. Friday night, we get Jade, said K-Dub. Yes, I thought you meant Cora Jade then. I was like, Cora Jade? Jade Cargill. It drops April 1st, either before Raw or after Raw. April 1st. If it's after Raw, that's no good, is it? Because if it's after Raw, I do Unseen. So everyone's going to go to bed. I mean, surely you drop it earlier in the day. It must have a time. No. Oh, it's on that stupid thing, innit? We don't get it. It's not on the network. So I can't even, like... I was going to look at the network and see what time it was scheduled for. I don't even know if I'd be able to watch it live, to be honest. I'm sure there are places that I can watch it, but I don't know about watching it live. Yeah, might be one that just can't be done. It's just not possible. We don't have the technological ability. That's what I was looking for, to be able to do it. We can put a man on the moon, but we can't do that. This is further my notion of Roxanne is just a Wish version of Bailey. It's the same exact path. Yeah, well, at least, listen, we're in a good place now. I was not a fan, as people know, when she was the smiley, I love everything, the world's a lovely place girl. But you know, I'm living my dream, blah, blah, blah. But this, I'm, you know, how naive I was. Look at me now. Yeah, man. I feel like she is now becoming a superstar. She's starting to stand on her own 2 feet. Here's Hank and Tank. If we nail this audition, we get to host Stand and Deliver. Here's Anofi and Blade. There's Brinley Reese. Here's Andre Chase. So Andre Chase went in the room. Here's Metaphor. Why do they all want to host? Here's JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. So JC and Jasmine. Jasmine making her way down to the ring. She seems to be wearing something a little kind of Eva Marie vibes. All red everything. Chase, you are holding Thea Hail back. That's a pretty fun entrance. She like tells the camera, come here. No, go away. She like lies on the ring all sexily, yeah, like this. I'll recreate it, don't worry. She lies like that. Yes. No. Go away. I feel like I've met this girl many times in my life. You come here. No, go away. Oh my god. You look so much better further away. Oh, I didn't realise you looked like that close up. Come here, go. So we are underway. Thea Hail against JC Jane. I saw a video of you reacting to the Firefly Funhouse, said Dennis. Oh, we love the Funhouse. Mate, we did so many videos on the Funhouse. It's funny, actually. The very first time the Funhouse was on, it was not shown in the UK. They cut it. So people were like, oh my god, Bray's back. Did you just see what Bray's doing? And, you know, I mean, honestly, it was a different world back in 2019. I was like, no, I'll have to watch it after. No? Oh, God, no, I haven't seen it. So everyone was like buzzing, because they were Fireflies. Buzzing about, oh my God, have you just seen it? And I had to watch it afterwards, and oh my God. Absolutely blew my mind when I finally got to see it. I was like, I can't believe that like this wasn't on the show. I think they cut it because I don't think BT Sport or whoever knew that it was wrestling. I think they thought it was like a kids show advert or something. So they cut it. So I remember having to watch it afterwards. But straight away it was like, oh my God. You know when you've just seen something different, special, that you know is, oh my God, what are we doing here? I mean, it was that, but times 100. So yeah, amazing. That was my favorite thing he ever did. If I think back to Bray, my favorite thing, I think including the Wyatt family, I did love the Wyatt family. But I think that initial run of Firefly Funhouse episodes leading up to the arrival of The Fiend, when he finally arrives and attacks Finn Balor, that's hard to beat. That is hard to beat. Such a magical time. Okay, we are underway with Jasmine and Thea. Thea came out hot out of the gates. Right now, she's getting her arms pulled back. Oh, that's a lovely move. Pulling back on the arms. She's got her legs wrapped around the arms. She's kind of putting pressure on the... Oh, on the arms and the neck. JC has stolen Andre Chase's scarf. Oh, is it a towel? Oh, she teasing throwing the towel in. The towel is thrown in. Riley grabs the towel. So JC sort of teased, you're out of there. So JC grabbed the towel, threw the towel in, but Riley jumped in and grabbed it. As a result of him grabbing it, it means that you're out of there. That was a fun little spot. 1, 2, Thea. Almost getting the pin. Chin breaker. JC on the edge of the ring. JC versus Thea. Definitely want to see that. Why is she covering up? Why is she doing this? Oh, big slap there by JC. JC slaps Thea. Thea kicks out. Kimura. Kimura by Thea. Thea puts on that Kimura. Ah. So it's a win for Thea Hail. It's a win for Thea Hail. JC attacks from behind. Are they gonna add this to Stand and Deliver? Now we've got Kiana coming down. Oh no. Izzy, Dame, Kiana. Don't we need Fallon and Kalani? 6-woman tag. Could it be a 6-woman tag? Look at this. JC, Izzy, Kiana, Kalani, Fallon, Thea. Oh my god, that's a lot of women. That is a lot of women. I've never seen this many women in one place. Drop kick. Big shot. Over the top goes Izzy. Thea lays out JC. JC's trying to get out the ring. Thea's trying to grab a hold of her leg. JC's being pulled in 2 different directions. I mean, look, the question I've got, what I'm thinking right now is that now that we're in the Attitude Era again, can we get another calendar? That's my question. Do you remember when we did that Chase U calendar and it wasn't the Attitude Era and now it's the Attitude Era 2.0? Can we do it again? It's only a question, yeah? Don't hate me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm only asking what everyone's thinking. Are you doing an unseen? Yes, but it will take me quite a bit of time because I've got a whole day to try and catch up on, so it will sadly be quite late. But oh, there'll be an unseen. We do one every day. Prime target. Trick and Mellow gang. That's all it is, and that's all it's gonna be. So we're just seeing footage of them from their time together. Oh, God, this has got such a big fight feel, man. Love the music in the background, really dramatic. I was right there with my boy. Hey, question, Cena. When did you know it was your time? Champagne wishes, caviar dreams. Randy just saying a few words. They really hyped this up, this prime target. CM Punk. Yo, Trick. Are you bout it? I'm bout it. Do you remember that? Bout it. It was Mr. Bout it for a while. Samantha Irvin was in the ring during that as well when they showed that old clip. I forgot that she was down in NXT. About it. Mello is HBK. Trick is Diesel, said K-Dub. James said, Daze, don't lie. You've seen that many women before, but you had to pay for it. Yeah, but I didn't want to mention that. Do you know what I mean? I meant that many women with clothes on. I meant that many women that weren't crying. I meant that many women that weren't all on the phone to the police. Moljam said there's no way the Attitude Era is back. They should bring back the old Raw and SmackDown intros. This NXT is fun so far, said Nathan. Brony said, I never expected Trick to become bigger than Carmelo. I always thought that Trick would struggle when they broke up, but I was wrong. I don't think I ever really thought about it, to be honest. I knew they would break up at some point, but I never really thought about it. And then he just slowly started to emerge as like this guy that had it. Like, we were watching his matches, they were good. He was talking on the mic, it was good. The entrance music that he had, that trick that started, and everything was just started clicking, didn't it? And then you're like, oh my god, is he the guy? I think he's the guy. And then, like, all of a sudden, he is the guy. And you're like, that performance at Deadline, I don't know that it was his arrival, but it was his crowning moment, I would say. That's, is it Deadline? The one where you've got the, you know, he was in that elimination match and he had to get, like, you know, 3 or 4 pinfalls in, like, 30 seconds, and he did it. People were going bananas after that. That was a real, I don't want to say breakout performance, because he was on the radar before that, but I think a crowning moment is maybe the correct way to word it. But yeah, here we are. Here we are. Look at us, eh? Look at us. So we are at commercial break. I Am Your Father said Trick is the guy. Johnny said Trick ain't that big yet, in my opinion. Jay said Trick is the next LA Knight. K-Dub said I always love Trick on the microphone. Green said this is better than the Attitude Era. Austin said I didn't expect Trick to become as big as he did. Omos is the next rising star. Oh, I don't think he's rising anymore. I think he's about as tall as he's ever going to be now. Right, we are still at commercial break. You are voting for Thea versus Jasmine. Get your scores in. Get your scores in. Thea versus Jasmine. Days 2.2 million for CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. That's good. 2.2 million CM Punk. That's an hour into the show as well, isn't it? He is a draw. CM Punk. CM Punk. I said it's becoming better, says Green. Trick isn't him, but he's gonna beat him, said K-Dub. I think Mello puts Trick over. I don't see a trilogy. Mello call-up after Mania. Mole Jam said, I think Ruthless Aggression Era is better than Attitude Era. Dun, 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 dun. So, Cody on Broken Skull Sessions. I think that's old, isn't it? I think these are just normal adverts. Oh my god, am I missing like loads of the show? This feels like the longest ad break ever. Maybe 3-on-3 6-woman tag. Jasmine might miss the show from Thea's kayfabe arm break. Johnny said WrestleMania this year is going to be mind-blowing. Oh, it is, man. It's going to be so good. Green said, I personally thought Ruthless Aggression was better than Attitude Era. Star said, thoughts on Dragunov's title reign so far. Feel a bit sorry for him because who has he really had to feud with? I think that it's not quite lived up to expectation. But then I don't think he's had very good creative or very good feuds. He's been feuding with Carmelo, but Carmelo is clearly, you know, him and Ilya has been secondary to the... We've been waiting for him and Trick and the whole people being attacked and all that kind of stuff, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, you want a red-hot, juicy feud. And even this one with Tony has kind of come out of nowhere just a few weeks ago. So we haven't really had much here either. So, listen, Ilya will always deliver when the bell rings. When it comes to actual matches, he's always going to deliver. I think there's maybe a bit of work to do in his promos and his presentation. And he's got to have the right creative. He's got to have the right creative. And some of the NXT creative this year has not been the strongest. If we look at the show scores for this year, I mean, you will know if you've watched the channel, the community has consistently scored NXT towards the lower end of shows compared to, you know, what Raw and SmackDown has been delivering. So 2024 has not been a brilliant year for NXT. So that's another factor. Okay, here's Lola Vice. So Lola Vice is in the ring. Let me tell you a secret. No one can handle Lola Vice. I'm the complete package. Whoever's going to come out, I'm going to put you to sleep. Who have we got coming out? Natalya! Wow! What? Yes! Natalya! Oh! Welcome back! Welcome back! Welcome back! Welcome back! Yes! Love it! Great. Do you know Natalya should be the final boss of the women because she is super experienced, super technical. We just book her horribly, don't we? The booking for Natalya is horrible, but we could make her the final boss. Imagine if we actually booked Natalya right. Takedown by Lola Vice. So Lola Vice is brawling away with Natalya. We hoped it would be a name, a juicy name. We can debate as to whether that's Natalya or not, but for me it is. Talking about the boat. The boat! Yeah, imagine if we presented Natalya, say, like Deonna Purrazzo, where she came out and in her finery and gave her, like, some really good entrance music and really presented her as, like, the final boss. That would be really good. Certainly if Natalya gets to the point where she's just going to do limited appearances, you know? In the ring goes Lola Vice. The booking of Natalya has been ass, said I'm your father. It really has. I really don't know why as well, because, you know, she's a good-looking girl that can really work. She's got the Hart family name. Her dad was Jim the Anvil Neidhart. She's been with WWE a long time. I think part of the problem is WWE are always looking for that next shiny new toy. And I think part of the problem is that Natalya sort of got pushed to the side a little when, like, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, all of those girls came up. And I think what's happened is Natalya's sort of got pushed to the side, pushed to that kind of supporting role years ago. Years and years and years ago, you know? So she has managed to pick up title reigns here or there, but no way has she been booked as well as she should have been. No way. But, you know, she finds herself in an interesting position now, because now she is here and she can help train and she can help develop. And, you know, she's at this stage in her career where I don't think she can have expectations that she's going to be main event in WrestleMania. Or she might want it and she can work towards it, but you can't really expect that it's going to be happening. She's just not in that spot, and other girls have kind of surpassed her. As I said, WWE likes shiny new toys. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, you'll turn around, Bianca's on the roster. You'll turn around, Lyra is on the roster. You'll turn around, Cora will be on the roster. Roxanne will be on the roster. The fact that she's stayed on the roster, considering the just wave after wave of women that have kind of come and gone, you know? Think about that. I mean, she's been here as like Billie Kay has come and gone, Emma has come and gone, Paige has come and gone, AJ Lee has come and gone. Like, just think of all the women that have come and gone since she's been on the roster, and she's still here. Feels like she's got a job for life, doesn't it? And I'm really pleased for her for that. Something to be said for that, isn't there? Something to be said for that. You might not be the biggest star, but you've got a job for life. Natty is stunning, although I am all about her sister, said Jim. Miko Satomura is the real final boss in WWE, so don't forget it, you morons, said Boomers. Big Time said, Raw got me feeling fuzzy and warm inside. It's a long-lasting moments, and last night delivered. Something that's going to make you go to work, school, college the next day and talk about it with friends. Yeah. I mean, that it was exceptional. I had comments from people saying, I can't believe you think this, Daze. I thought better of you. I actually had comments like that. You really thought it was a good show? I really thought better of you than that, Daze. Like, dude, what are you on about? If everyone's raving about this show. But it's funny, isn't it? I mean, even last night's Raw, there was not universal praise for it. I would say there was very close to universal praise. But there were still people out there that was not feeling it. What? People don't give Natty her flowers enough, in my opinion. Oh, I agree. I completely agree. Jason said she's one of the top female trainers in the world. Yeah, she doesn't get her flowers. I think that the booking has been really poor for her for a long, long time, and I think that has really coloured the perception of her, you know. People don't quite perceive her to be as big of a star as she actually is, or, you know, all the things she's been a part of, all the women that she's helped train, basically, her contribution to wrestling is immense. Everything she has given to wrestling and done for wrestling, and women's wrestling in particular, is immense. So, yeah, she doesn't get her flowers. And here she is, look, she's come down to NXT to work with Lola Vice. And you know that WWE love this, because she is going to give her a good workout, and she'll be able to give a good feedback after. Back elbow there by Natalia, who's in the corner. Lola Vice misses with a shot. Shot coming in here by Natalia. Lola Vice going back into the corner. Natalia is firing away. If you are joining us, it is Natalia that has opened or answered the open challenge. Dropkick by Natalia. Lola Vice goes down. Natalia going for the cover, but shoulder up there by Lola Vice. Lola is still down. Natalia looking for that sharpshooter. She's stepping through, trying to put it on. Lola Vice is grabbed the leg. She's going for an ankle lock there. She goes down and rotates over. Natalia trying to get over to the ropes, and she gets there. Natalya getting up to her feet. Lola on her feet as well. Lola going over. Shot to the midsection. She tries to pick up Natalya. She's got Natalya on her shoulders. Natalya on her feet. Grabbing the arm. Going through. Nice pin. Good pin there by Lola. To Natalya trying to reverse it. Oh, nasty. Spinning back fist. Love that. So good. So good. Right now she's got a triangle. Triangle applied. That spinning back fist looks so, so good. Who's this boomer? Carmen Petrovic has come down. Carmen Petrovic has come down. I'm guessing to give advice to Lola. You. I'm going to hurt... Oh, not to give advice to Lola. Seems they don't like each other. You, I'm going to hurt you. Natalya is in the corner. Lola charges over. She collides into Natalya. Middle of the ring. Oh, she misses with the spinning back fist. Lovely discus lariat. And connects by Natalya. Natalya now looking for that sharpshooter. Lola is going to try and kick out of it. She does. She grabs Natalya, rolls her up. 1, 2. Nice reversal. Oh, into an armbar. Trying to get an armbar. We don't see Natalya with armbars. She's trying to get an armbar here. Desperately trying, but no joy to kick out there by Natalya. Getting back up to her feet. Kick to the midsection there by Lola. Duck underneath. Roll up by Natalya. 2, 3. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a clip. That's going to be all over flipping social media. Natalya rolls up Lola. She's got Lola's ass right here. And Lola, because she's trying to kick out, her ass was like jiggle, 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 jiggle. Listen. Listen. I'm just telling you what social media is going to be talking about. Yeah. I know what social media looks for. That perv folder didn't create itself. But she had her ass here and it was jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Do you know what I mean? Here's Shawn Spears. Joe Gacy. Hello. Joe Gacy chucked the chair off the roof. He said, sorry, Shawn, I meant to give this back to you. Whoopsies. Obafemi. Did I almost hit you too, Oba? I didn't see you there. Joe Gacy. Doing Joe Gacy things. Right, let's do a poll, shall we? We're backstage. There's Ilya. Ilya's going to be taking on the Underboss. Ilya against the Underboss is going to be starting hour number 2. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, what did you think about Lola and Natalya? What did you think? Tricking ain't easy. You can get a Chase U shirt. You can get a Tony shirt. You can get an Ilya Dragunov shirt. Oof. The Ilya Dragunov one's cool, isn't it? Run your fit, run your style. NXT shop. Tonight only. Free shipping on qualifying orders. Let's go. Yes. We are back, baby. We are back. First we get the Attitude Era back, and now we've got free shipping. Yeah. And did you see that bit where Lola's ass was here? It's all jiggly. Did you see that bit? We're back, baby. We are back. Lewis said, wow, that first hour went really quick. Intoxicated Drum said, that was a good match. They weren't good in the moves. They went good in the moves. Oblongbox said, Daze, what show do you think is better between Raw, SmackDown, NXT? NXT kills them in every way, in my opinion. I would have agreed last year, but not this year. I think this year NXT it's had some really strange stories. Some of the action has not been that strong. It's like NXT this year, we've been watching it and coming away going, well, it sort of had moments, but like it did this, it did that, it did this, but I wasn't bored, but I can't say it like was killing it. I mean, look, if we bring up the community scores, because we've got all of those, which we can have a little gander at. Cheeky little look. Don't tell anyone. We'll have a cheeky little look. That's what you lot think. So that's where Raw is. Yesterday's Raw going straight in at the top. But then look, if you look, you can see a load of SmackDown. You can see Raws. There's an NXT that's in here, and a couple more NXTs that are here. But we've got quite a few Raws and SmackDowns ahead of them. If you go down, there's a chunk of NXTs in this section here. Couple of SmackDowns, couple of Raws jumping in, but fair few like NXTs. So I don't know. I think for me, can see that SmackDown's had a hell. The SmackDown domination is over. That is going to be Raw. Raw is going to sit on top of all these SmackDowns. Only 2 of these SmackDowns are 2024 though. I mean, I think the truth is it's been a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, that's 2024. They're 2024, but that's 2024 as well. That's 2024. But then that's 2024, that's 2024, that's 2024, they're 2024. It's a real mixed bag, I think, between Raw and SmackDown. A real mixed bag. But I don't think there's much doubt as to what the best show has been overall this year. It was the Raw that we saw yesterday. I think if I could only watch one show going forwards, it'd be really tricky. It might have to be SmackDown because of the Bloodline stuff. But, you know, Cody is on a Monday. It's always interesting to see what he's got to say. We know that when CM Punk comes back, he's going to go back to a Monday. You do get an extra hour on a Monday as well, which I know we moan about. But if you was only watching one show a week, then I'd probably watch like the 3-hour show over the 2-hour show. But then the 2-hour show does have Roman and the Bloodline. And it does have a lot of the big name women like Bianca and Asuka and Damage Control and all of them. So it's really difficult, isn't it? That's why I don't know. I don't know what the correct answer would be because they've both got their pros and cons. Right, we are hearing from The Rock at the moment. We'll do, I'll tell you what, let's end this poll. We'll do a fun poll. Let's see what you lot think. I like the question. Let's see what you lot think. What do you think has been the best show of 2024? What do you think is the best show? Not individual show, brand. What has been the best brand? Let's go. Hello, advert. Is this an advert? Is that Sol Ruka? Everything is gathering momentum. There's Sol Ruka. What is the best brand of 2024? Is it Raw? Is it SmackDown? Is it NXT? Or is it something else? Do you think it was, I don't know, TNA, AEW, New Japan? I'll put that other option in there as well. What is the best of 2024? Sol Ruka is going to be a big star, says Austin. Her, Tiffany, Cora, and Roxanne are the future of the women's division. Austin, have you sent me a picture yet? Austin, send me a picture when you have figured out what it's going to be. Austin is our inductee for March, and so he will be added up here. He gets that great honor, and he has promised a face reveal. We're all very, very excited. William said it was SmackDown till last night, and then Raw was off the chain. Flint the Squishy Fish said, who will host WrestleMania 40? Has it been announced? No. No, we don't know. I mean, I did wonder if it would be Punk, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. It may be Meek Mill, but I doubt it. If it was to be Meek Mill, I'm sure they'd want to put someone like The Miz with him. But no, we've not had that announced. Here's Blair Davenport. So. It's not going to help you. I'm so excited to see how well these doctors have repaired your ACL. So Blair's an interesting one, isn't she? I mean, she's so experienced. But she doesn't... I don't think she's had that match yet. And she hasn't had that promo yet. And she hasn't... I don't feel like she's stamped her mark yet. Stax is out there. Riz is out there as well. Stax Lorenzo, the underboss. This will be good. This will be really good. Stax taking on Elia. Here he is in all his glory, the NXT champion. Unleash the dragon. Will he be champion after Stand and Deliver? It's a very good question. It's a very good question. Will he be champion after Stand and Deliver? Daze, you need me to swing by and grease your chair? Yes. It is squeaky, isn't it? It is squeaky. That was part of the reason why I just got rid of the last one. Was I'd had it a little bit and it was really starting to squeak. I know that I could probably put a bit of WD-40 on or something. But it was time to upgrade anyway. I'm a big Blair fan, to be honest. I was a B. Priestley fan, said Five Dog. I'm surprised that Soul versus Blair is on NXT and not a bigger stage. Soul is only 2 matches back, though, said A. Jobson. Yeah, that's a good point. Mitchell said, don't miss my super chats. Thank you, Mitchell. Mitchell said, do you think there's a massive issue with how Roman isn't being used? If a casual tuned in, they would think it was Cody against Rock, not Roman. No, I don't think there's a big issue with it. I think that if a casual tunes in, like The Rock is a massive star, they're probably going to know who he is. There's a good chance if they're a casual, they'll already know who Roman is. I mean, if you're a casual and you don't know who Roman is, I mean, casuals will watch WrestleMania and they will watch SummerSlam. So I've got to think that even they know who these people are. But if you're new to wrestling and you don't know who Roman is, whatever, then, you know, maybe you might be looking at this thinking, where's, you know, why is the champ not the one that's doing that? I don't know. If you're new to wrestling, you probably don't really think about those things. You just watch the stories as they unfold. So, I don't know. Who's going to have a problem with it? Who's going to be questioning it? If you're new to wrestling, I don't think you are questioning those kinds of things. And if you're not new to wrestling, you'll already know who Roman is. I don't think there's no problem to it at all. I think that some people have said, like, it should be Roman. But part of it, for me, might be that The Rock is doing this to soften him up for Roman. I mean, look, Roman is going to be in that match. And any beatdown that Cody suffers between now and WrestleMania is only helping his chances. It's only softening Cody up. So even though it's The Rock that's doing it, I don't know, is it any different than if he sent Solo off to do it? Imagine if Roman sent Solo to go and weaken up Cody before WrestleMania, and Solo did what The Rock did last night. Would that be a problem? Would that be an issue? I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. I really don't. I can understand the argument. It feels more like we're getting Cody versus Rock than Cody against Roman, but I don't know how big of a problem that is. Certainly WWE don't think it's an issue. Right now, Stack's going over, going for the cover, and shoulder up. The head boss isn't always around. Everyone should work for him, says Austin. So, Mitchell, appreciate it. I vote for Stacks. Right, Tony is watching them. Tony is watching. I'm surprised that Soul versus Blair is just on NXT and not on a bigger stage. Soul is only 2 matches back, though. Oh, we read that one. My dream match is Manny Lemons against AJ Styles. Let's go. Right now, Stacks is down. Dragunov is on his knees. There's a knee there by Stacks. But I meant to say to do the work for him. Big guy sense. When does anyone tell The Rock what to do? Yeah, but when do you see The Rock acknowledging someone else? He acknowledged his tribal chief. If his tribal chief did tell him to go and do that, which I don't think he did, but if he did tell him to go and do that, I wouldn't have a problem with that. To me, that's only the same as him telling Solo to go and do that. Ilya grabbing Stacks. Stacks goes against the ropes. Lovely snap German suplex. He goes over, he grabs Stacks. Ilya looking for a powerbomb. Gets it. Stacks is planted. A. Jobson said, this is a tune-up match for Ilya before the big show, as he hardly wrestles on NXT this year. Daze, I'll get Lola Vice has a good time with me. Would let me stink face me, said Kian. Dijak. Dragunov has picked up the win. Right, let's end this poll, shall we? We asked the question, what was your favourite brand? And SmackDown came out 42%. Wow. So SmackDown 42, Raw 37, NXT 11, and other 8. So a win for Ilya. Very quick match, that. I thought it was going to be a lot longer, to be honest. Next week. Tickets on sale for Stand and Deliver. Dragunov sends the family back to the drawing board. Okay, Ilya Dragunov against Stacks. You can vote for that match. Get your voices heard. We got Trick Willie. Trick Willie back in South Philly. So we're meeting Trick's uncle. This is fun. I appreciate you. Sweet baby James is going to be in attendance. His uncle. I love that his uncle's called Sweet baby James. Philly, the city of brotherly love. I thought Mello was my brother. Boxing coach, CM Punk. The brother's knife cuts the deepest. It's a brilliant video package, this, innit? A. Jobson said this is good stuff. Al said the bridge collapse was only 1 hour away from WrestleMania. Is that true? Wasn't that in Baltimore? Is Baltimore only an hour away? I was talking to Tommy Toy Travels about that. I thought it was closer to him. He said it was like 12 hours away from him. It's incredible, wasn't it? Incredible. Just really, that footage of it collapsing. I love how they've used Punk, says K-Dub. Punk talking about Colt Cabana, said K-Dub. Shaquem said AEW have a new CEO. And his name is Koshi Irby. You mean Mercedes Moné? CEO! 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 Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Video package for Trick and Carmelo. Should be a real fun match. And we go to commercial break. Punk needs to wash that grey out of his beards. Oh my God, come on people, USA is huge and an hour is a large distance. It's like Liverpool to Manchester. Austin, we must watch Jade Cargill on Friday. I am in love with her, says Antonin. Star said, how old were you when you watched your first match? For me, I was 5 and it was in 2006. For me, I was 3 and it was 2006. Because I'm 21 right now. I'm 21. It was a magical time. Before, you don't know what it's like watching wrestling before social media. None of you know. None of you know. Callum said quick math. No, I knew it, mate. Like that. It's my age and my birthday, innit? Just comes like that. So does that mean that Mr. Khan is the president of AEW? He works for Mercedes Moné. James said BS. I know, I do look younger, you're right. You are right. Green said 1960. I didn't say 1966. That's not what I said. Yeah. Look at me. I'm like a cherub. Yeah. Clearly, I was not born in 1966. Daze, I'm confused. We bring Meek Mill to perform at WrestleMania, but we can't get the weekends. Who have the songs since 2020, said Bishop. I don't know. I don't know who Meek Mill is. I don't know who these boomers are. Get Meek Mill, get Mid Mill, get Windmill, get them all. I don't care who you get. As long as Cody's going to be there. Because he needs to finish his story, doesn't he? Alan said, no, Dave is 20. Don't let him fool you. Don't tell him the truth, Alan. Don't tell him the truth. 1966 had good wrestling days. It's okay, said Green. I wish I was around in 66, said James. I was born in 75, said William. I'm older than Daze. He's only 21. Oh, well, I could have told you that. I could have told you that. Nathan said, one of my favourite memories is getting VHS tapes of WCW matches. Faces, that's how old I am. Getting VHS tapes of WCW matches. Faces, that's how old I am. I don't know what you mean by the faces bit, but getting VHS tapes of WCW. I never did. I got WWF, but I never got WCW. But I did watch the occasional show on TV. But didn't you know there was a war going on and we had to pick sides? Didn't you know that? Here is the Wolf Dogs. Mitchell said the weekend are busy on the weekend. Makes sense. Does make sense when you think about it. Okay. I knew that you'd be coming in here. I brought you something. The sun. Is that a bit of fake tan that he's called the sun? We want a traditional tag team match at Stand and Deliver, said the Good Brothers. It won't be a triple threat. We're going to do our jobs tonight. Oh, well, that's going to be our main event, apparently. Our main event is going to be Alpha Academy taking on the Wolf Dogs. In the ring, we've got Rich Holland. Let's see what he's got to say. He put out a bit of a cryptic message. It's extremely hard for me to say what I'm going to say. I knew this day would come. Okay. What? He's thanking Marty Jones, William Regal. For giving me a chance. He's not wearing a salmon-coloured jacket, so it might not be fake. If I found myself hesitating or being a step off, I have been hesitating and I have been a step off. And I can't run the risk of hurting myself or someone else again. And the crowd applaud that. I'm aware there's a perception. I've heard the whispers. I've seen the comments. The DM. Oh, he's been getting DMs. That's moody. What you've not seen is the effect it's had. I'm tired. So he says that he refuses to let this job stand in his way of being the best dad and husband. If he retires and no swerve comes, I will be shocked. think we're all waiting for someone to come out, aren't we? England might win the Euros. He's made a decision. That dude's leaving. There's people leaving in the background. Yeah, all right. I'm just going to get a snack. People are seeing this as a bathroom break. Hurry up and say it, said it's Jeffrey. I'm out here to announce. Indefinitely stepping away. Wrap it up. Said erase your mind. Reg is definitely turning heel. Did someone say goodbye? Goodbye! Some dude come back in the background with his drinks. What am I missing? Sit down. Sit down. The dude is a time killer. Time off, then shows up randomly one night. I'm sorry it's not worked out. He said he came back for his one shot at redemption. Cheers. Thank you. Crowd stand up and applauds. He's left the microphone in the ring. Wow. I still don't believe that's it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that no one interrupted. I am shocked at that. I still don't think that that's it. No. What do you think? I don't think that's it. If I had £10 right now and it's like, is this all part of a plan? Will he show up and attack someone in a match in a few weeks? I would say yes. Or do we just not ever see him again? I would be like, no, I think he comes back. I think this is all part of a plan. But I'm amazed I'm amazed, and I also applaud the fact that if they are doing that, they didn't do that in this segment. Because they are letting it breathe. I mean, that's a big... You know, I know, you know, we all know that there's going to be videos, WWE Superstar quits. WWE Superstar just walked out. You know those articles are going to be everywhere. And that is going to do a lot for him, and he's going to be spoken about. So if it is a plan to have him interfere in a match, why not get the benefit of all of that chat, you know? Why not get the benefit of all of that talk? But then there is a chance he has walked, isn't there? There is a chance he has walked. K-Dub said, I agree. William said, I think no one really cares what Ridge does. James said, I like Ridge the Fridge. Retire, you're dangerous wrestler, said Big Time. Jim said, why all the interviews with him for him to retire? Nathan said, I think it's storyline. Mitchell said, Ridge has officially closed the fridge. James said, to be fair, if you know you ended someone's career and that you broke their neck, I'm sure it has to take a toll on you. That is true. WrestleMania said, in kayfabe, why would a fighter retire if he injured his opponents? Well, because you don't want to stop them from earning a living. It's a bit like being a boxer, isn't it? If you're a boxer, like, you don't want to hurt your opponent so bad they can't make a living. You just want to get the win over them. So, you know, he wants to get wins and win championships in WWE, but I don't think he necessarily wants to end people's careers so that they can't continue to provide for their families and whatever. So I think it's kind of that old adage with boxing. Let's see what the community thinks. I think that's a good one to go to the community with. Do you think Ridge Holland just really retired? Or do you think he shows up again at Stand and Deliver, for example? Or do you think he is done? That is it. What we just saw there is the last we see of Ridge Holland. Maybe, I think he comes back, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see where the community is. The way you're saying is taking too much time to say goodbye is crazy. If it was someone like Punk, you would want an hour, said Prince Moolah. Usually on-screen retirements are saved for true stars, but maybe Shawn has that much respect for Ridge. He tried him in NXT, didn't work, and now he's just sending him home. Good chance that he'll regroup. When a wrestler goes stale, I think time away helps, says K-Dub. Yeah. But Daze, remember that fake girl DM you a picture of her during the episode of the pods? I do remember that. I don't think she got back in touch with me. Mainly because she wasn't a real girl. Mitchell said, I'ma say no, it's just a sympathy angle. They're really trying to save face for Ridge, but sadly, it's not going to work. Moljam said, Ridge just probably needs a break, a bit of a hiatus. And it wasn't working out. Logan, non-wrestling fans have been alienated by him oversaturating WWE on his Impulsive podcast. And a lack of non-wrestling stuff, there is that happy median. Logan's non-wrestling fans have been alien. Is that true? Is that a problem in his community, is it? I think Ridge is going to join the Wrestling Daze community. Well, we would welcome him. To be honest, we would welcome him. Seems like a nice guy. Ridge does nothing for me, says Green. Ridge could be going to the international show for WWE if they're still doing it. I think he is retired, said Joe. Well, I got to tell you, we've had 100 votes. Well, actually, we're not quite 100 votes. Keep voting. I want to get a few votes on this. I really want to know where the community is. We're on, what, 94 votes? 95 votes. 94 votes. It went down. Someone unvoted. I don't even know how you do that. I think we will see him show up during Money in the Bank for Heatwave. Bray Wyatt documentary is April 1st, said Kiam. Triton said it's a clear storyline. He's selling the pity train too hard. Aaron said, I think he is going back to the Performance Center for a little while. Ridge was at best a future opponent for Oba, but building him up is hard. He had no real character, and his online injury perception just never went away. Big Time said it's something that I've seen them openly express. His engagement on Instagram and YouTube has severely dropped. Intoxicate Drum said, I'd like to watch his older matches. Ronnie said, once the Brawling Brutes split, Ridge started struggling on his own. I feel good. I feel like, well, not good, but I feel confident that it's a story. I mean, I feel confident that we will see him again. I feel confident that he'll turn up and he'll attack. And he'll be heel. And he was like, you felt sorry for me. You think I was really going to walk away. I feel like, if I'm a betting man, that's where my money is going. But there just is that little niggle of, because of the injuries and everything that's happened, you do look at it and go, did he? Has he? I really hope that it doesn't get spoiled. I really hope the dirt sheets don't find out what's happened for real, and that we can just see what happens here. Because if the dirt sheets find out that it is a work and then it comes like out in the next few hours, no, he's still under contract. They're just doing a story, like, that would be a real shame, because this is one of those where you go, It is, you know, I feel like the community, to be honest. I feel like the community. We've had 126 votes. 68% of people don't think he's just really retired, but 32% do. So we're looking at that kind of 70-30 sort of range. What I will say is, if it's a story, I think it's been done well. I think it's been done well, because they could have had someone jump him in the same segment, but the fact that they haven't, he said everything he had to say. He left the microphone in the ring. He's gone and walked away, and nothing has happened. I think was a good way of presenting it. So it has got me like, I feel like that monkey. Is it a monkey on a chair? Where the GIF where it's like, and he's just cutting different poses, different thinking poses. If you don't know what I'm on about, then that just sounded mental. Let's see what people are saying. What's the thoughts on Swerve against Takeshita? That's my thoughts. Ridge announced that he is stepping away from in-ring competition indefinitely. Ridge just announced that he is stepping away. Ridge retired, and people ISO Wrestling said Ridge announced that he's retiring, and people clapped and cheered. Yeah. Wow. I hope this is a work and that he isn't really done. That's what someone said. Say what you want, but Ridge was fun to watch. You know, all that guilt probably was hanging over his head. People are the same. They're like, did he really retire? Has he retired? It's credit where it's due, man. It's been done really well. It's been done really well. Everyone's reacting the same. I'm like, is he? Has he? I like this one though. Ridge Holland right now with his salmon jacket on. I got a lot left in the tank. You know darn well the second that segment was over, Sean Ross Sapp was on the phone, and he will ruin it. I'm so torn. Like, I think it's got to be a video, you know. I'm so torn, because I really don't think he's walked away, but I can't prove that he hasn't walked away. And there's every chance he's about to come back, but I have no proof, no evidence of that whatsoever. It's just, I'm with the community. Like, there's 70% of me that's like, yeah, he'll be back. He'll interfere in a match. So it sort of feels like it's not news, but it is news. It is news because we're talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. I'll do the video, but I don't feel great about it. Because I know this is going to be a work, man. I know it's going to be a work. But it wasn't a work now, was it? No one's interfered. And look at him, he looks so sad. He looks so sad. And he walks away. Come on then, let's do it. There's no point debating whether to do it. Let's just do it. Big news coming out of NXT, and honestly, this has got me all kinds of confused because Ridge Holland came out and was talking to the fans, and he was saying that in rugby, when he was a rugby star, if ever he had self-doubt or his confidence wasn't where it should be, he knew that he had to have like a word with himself and would have to think about stepping away. And recently he's found himself to be in the same position with wrestling, and he's got that kind of self-doubt and he doesn't quite have his confidence, and he hoped to come to NXT and that this was going to be his retribution, it was going to be his rebirth, and it just has not gone that way. And so he thanked quite a lot of people, including Shawn Michaels, and he said that he was going to announce his in-ring retirement indefinitely, meaning that he is done. He is done. And the reason why this has got me all kinds of mixed up is because I was watching this segment waiting for someone to come out and either change his mind or fire him up, and then we'd be into a new feud or something would happen. But honestly, he put the microphone down, he thanked the crowd, and he walked away. And that was it. That was it. He walked away. I can tell you that we've done a live poll during our NXT live stream, and currently it's around about 68% of people aren't believing that he's done, but 32% are. And I'm kind of very much with them, to be honest. There's a large part of me thinking that there's a good chance that he may still show up. Maybe at Stand and Deliver. He might be, you know, in a mask and he might attack someone in a match. But I've got no way of proving that. I've got no evidence of that. There's no rumors of that. In fact, I'd not seen any rumors that he was going to be walking away at all. So this really has got me all kinds of mixed up and confused. So yeah, I don't know what people's thoughts are out there. I'm sure the dirt sheets are going to be working on trying to figure out if this is true or not. But that segment came and went. He thanked the fans, and Ridge Holland came and went as well. Ridge Holland is done, seemingly, with wrestling. So big news, big moment coming out of this week's NXT. I don't feel brilliant about it, but if I wasn't watching the show tonight, like some of our community members won't be, I would want to know about it. That's my thinking. My thinking is I might not be totally buying it, but I would still want to know about it. Right, we are underway. We are back from the break. Shawn did not deserve to get his name mentioned. It's not all about him. It should be about Fightful, says Johnny. I like Shawn. I don't have a problem with Shawn. But dirt sheets in general, as we said, you know, ideally none of them will find out any information on this, because I would really love for this to just play out. If it is a story, then I would love for this to play out. Okay, we are underway with this match, and Duke Hudson is throwing up the chase shoe. He hits the elbow. NXT should be like the main roster. Give promos to good character workers. Sprinkle in some work rate. Not everyone can do good promos. Joey said, I think this is something that we can just put on X about a 10-minute promo. That's why I think it's a work. I think this is something you can just post on X and not do it. Well, I don't know. If he is walking away, I can understand them wanting to give... He was a main roster star. And he was in Brawling Brutes, and he has been in some big moments and matches, and he's been on premium live events. And if he really is walking away, I think, as someone mentioned earlier, you could understand Shawn wanting to give him just a few moments to thank the fans and say goodbye, you know? I wonder if Big E has commented on it. That would be something that people would be interested in. I wonder if Big E has commented. Big E, I bet he won't comment on it, because he might not know if it's real or not. He might not know. He might not even be watching, to be honest. I mean, it's not his place to, but obviously, you know, you can't really think about Ridge Holland without thinking about Big E. Or at least I can't. The two are so connected now. And as James said, you could understand that having an effect on him, you know? It's a tricky one, this, isn't it? It's a tricky one. 1, 2, 3. Josh Briggs gets the victory. Right, let's go. And where do I want to go? I want to go into the chat. I want to change this poll. Dijak gets up to his feet. 66-34 is what it's finished on. Dijak is stepping up, and he's looking to get in the ring, but is that Obafemi? Obafemi's music hits. So we've got Dijak, we've got Obafemi. Two monumental victories for the both of you tonight. So Briggs victorious over Duke Hudson. I am the mountain, says Obafemi. Could you imagine if he yelled, I am the Mountie? I'm the Mountie! This is so... I gotta get that sorted. Triple threat. Triply threat. Obafemi, Josh Briggs, Dijak. Triple threat. Okay, getting your votes for that last match. Duke Hudson against Josh Briggs. Joey said barbecue chicken is my kind of pizza. Austin said mushroom is the worst thing on pizza, not pineapple. Really? Don't mind a bit of mushroom. It was a good match, said WWE and AEW fam. Days, I didn't attend Backbreaker Wrestling at St. Mary's Hildebrandt Hall on March 25th because I was visiting South Lake Mall. Well, that'll do it. I mean, if you're not there, then you can't really go, can you? That'll do it. I like synchronized swimming, badminton, curling, and pickleball, said A. Jobson. I've never seen pickleball, but it's old people in it. Don't old people play pickleball? Might have to take it up. I still need to look into that. I was talking to Tommy on Wrestling Escape Pod about exercise you can do while sitting down, because I sit here all the time. I mean, I do hours of streaming, and then once I'm done, I'm on Twitter and I'm doing bits and bobs. So I sit here all the time. I think I might have to have a look at like a little under the desk cycling thing. I gotta get some sort of exercise, haven't I? The only exercise I get is sleep. That's it. And like, you know, when during a stream I go like that. That's it. I mean, that ain't doing much, is it? So I need to look at ellipticals. Apparently that's what they're called. Under desk ellipticals. Sounds kinky, doesn't it? Sounds like a sex thing. As a kid, my dad would always order mushroom pizza, and I would always take out the mushrooms before eating the pizza. Don't judge me. Here is the king said you could do what? I could do what? Plyometrics. What the hell's that? What's that? Plyometrics. It involves short, intensive bursts of activity that target fast twitch muscles. But what does that mean? That's like jumping on boxes. How am I going to do that whilst I'm streaming? I can't just go, give me a sec, guys. I've just got to jump on this box. That's what this boomer's doing. Side jumps. Forward hops. Can't do that whilst I'm streaming. Little whatevers. I think that's a no-go. I need under the desk exercises. Oh, God only knows what's going to come up. Oh, hello. What's all this? 22 simple and discreet exercises to do at your desk. Look at this. Look at that. Give me that, girl. What do we do here? Oh, yeah. Ah, there we are. That's me. Hey, guys. Oh, my God. A powerful office routine. Oh, this is... What's this? How to be more successful in business with prayer? That's what I need. I need to pray my way to fitness. Yeah, that's going to be me, man. Under the desk cardio workout. That's going to be me. An elliptical or cycle. Yeah, ab squeeze. Yeah, I'm gonna do them, and I'm gonna get them shoes. What's that? I have to sit on someone. Yeah, I can do that. Sit on top of someone, sit on someone's lap, and then I don't know what we do, but we do something that's exercise. Oh. Don't even want to know what's going on there. What's this? Metaphor in the production truck. We run this game. We're going to be the hosts of Stand and Deliver. Metaphor have took over. Metaphor. Oh, what else have we got? Oh my God, it's the best. It's the best. Look at this. Yeah! I'm going to put my hair up like that. Wolf dogs are making their way out. Oh, I ain't standing. Forget that. Oh! You have to go in like the arrows. That's what you have to do. Just in case. Why is it a woman? That's sexist. I'd like to apologize for the sexist instructions that you can squeeze that you can see on screen right now. That is sexist. Squeeze the muscle in your buttocks and hold for 10 seconds. 1. That's a long time. 2, 3. I'm doing it right now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then release. Do it 15, 20 times. What? Oh my God. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. What's this? Foot drills. She looks like she's doing a little dance. What's that? Make your feet dance. Okay. Wrists. Wrists. Wrist exercises. I gotta do wrist exercises. What's that gonna do? I don't feel like I'm achieving anything. What's that doing? Nothing. Stupid. Ah, that's the one. That's what Tommy was doing. Yeah. Treadmill desk. Moderate exercises. Treadmill desk. So, raise everything up. Get a treadmill on the floor. Boom. That wouldn't be distracting, would it? Cycle desk. Yeah. Just imagine where we could start and where we could end up. chair squats. Oh my God. Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze. Oh, feel the power. Actually, it's pretty good, you know. Oh, that's pretty good, you know. Oh, I've got to sort this out. I mean, luckily I'm going to America, so that'll involve a lot of walking around. But once I'm back, I will have been in America for 2 weeks. I'll be huge. Do you know what I mean? All them Wendy's. I'll be out here. I'm really going to have to get going. Desk push-ups. Look at this. Desk push-ups. This might be the greatest article of it. Oh my God, that is so cash. Love that for me. Love that for me. Chair or desk dips. That's where I would like turn around and do it that way. I haven't got spoiler, there's no room here, you know. I've got no room. It looks like I've got loads of room. Optical illusion. Oh, I can't be doing that, but I do love that for me. I reckon I could rock that hard. Look at that. Dip. Oh, side lunge. Let's get physical. Physical. Oh, round the back of the chair, kicking the leg out. Yeah. Oh, double legs in the air. Look at some of this. These are just the best. These are the best. Oh, bicep curl. Just sat here with a flipping dumbbell. Lunge in. Love it. Oh, my God. Anyone else finding this, like, really sexy? Oh, my God. You go, girl. You go, girl. Yes. That is hot. That is hot. Girls, just know that is hot. That is Hello? Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. If you can hear me, then good. If you can't, not bothered. Main event time. Right, we are underway. Did I write that last one down, or did it just pass me by? It passed me by. So, it is 13, it is 27, it is 55, it is 3. Lovely. Wolf Dogs. Wolf Dogs taking on some other team, Alpha Academy. This is our main event, what I like to call our main event. Yes, we're back. Come on. Yeah. Oh, imagine if, like, it had been that way for the whole show. Daze, we haven't heard a single word you've said all night. Oh. Ooh. That is an issue. Bron Breakker going against the ropes, clotheslines. I guess we're back to being a PG stream. I think we were always a PG stream, weren't we? I file what we were just looking at as education. Don't know about you. Do you remember those gyrating power balls that people use for forearm workouts? Gyrating power balls for forearm workouts. No, I tell you what I do remember. Do you remember those that you used to grab and pull in against your abs, and they were meant to work your abs, but you didn't really do anything? I think it was working your arms, was it not? I had one of them when I was young. It was a device, and it was plastic, and you held onto it, and then it had a pad that went against your stomach, and then you pulled it in like that. And I feel like it's working your arms, maybe up here, but it was meant to be working here. Never did anything. Perhaps it was doing this, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Perhaps it worked a muscle that I didn't think it was working. Perhaps in my mind, I'm thinking it's meant to work this, and actually I'm getting jacked up here. I'm like, oh, I've got massive arms, massive pecs, dancing away. And I'm there going, it's not working, because I thought it was meant to do this bit, and it wasn't. Remember them? It's just me, innit? It's just me. No one had that. Is this a workout stream? Bowflex is where it's at. Bowflex. I don't know what that is. Bowflex. Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's all proper equipment, innit? Oh, that's all your proper stuff, that is. I fancy a little under-the-desk cycle, though. I'll tell you about that. When I was little, my bro, I used to turn off the sound on WWF, and we would speak for the wrestlers. That's what I just did with Daze whilst he was muted, said dad stuff. And it would have been better. I think a lot of people do that with the streams, to be honest. And it's better. Do you know the ball worker? No, what's that? The ball worker. Oh, no. What does that do? So it's a long device that you can pull up and push in by the looks of it. And £200. It is isometric. It's a full body workout home gym for fast strength training gains. Oh, I'm all about fast gains. Oh, I'm all about fast gains. That's way better than slow gains. It looks good though. Have you got one? Is it worth the 200? I tell you what, all joking aside, 4.7 out of 5. That's about as good as Shawn Michaels' Undertaker. And 950 ratings. Steep price, though. Steep price, but, you know, you pay for quality, don't you? That's why these streams are free. Right, we've got Wolf Dogs making their way in. Daze, do you know HITT? H-I-T-T? 5 benefits of HIIT, high intensity interval training. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I used to do that. 2 hours every day, mate. Every day, pop a couple of hours, get the old wake up, have some breakfast, do a bit of HIIT, and then do a bit of streaming. I was doing that during the pandemic. Too easy, gave it up. Kick out by Tozawa. That's what I meant before. You can do isometric exercises in your chair. Oh, it's not good, is it, really? Like, all joking aside, doing chair exercises, but I do spend hours and hours and hours streaming and doing videos. What about the shake weight? That's that, isn't it? Nothing. Yeah, what about that? Shall I get one of them? Hey, guys! The shake weight. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Shake weights. I need to have a look. What are we saying? What are we doing? Do they still even sell them? Let's go. Let's go. That one? That thing. Do I have to have the fake looking smile on my face as well? Consumer report, test the shake weight. This one. It was seen on South Park. Yeah, I think this is a must buy, isn't it? This is a must buy. What was that? Only $20. Welcome to our NXT stream. Just checking out the yeah, that could be me. That could be me. Oh, she's going extra, this woman over here. She's like moving around. I think it's meant to do it for you, is it not? That is definitely me. That would definitely be me. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Where do I buy it? Where do I buy it? The shake weight. Brilliant. Oh, I think there's some match that's on at the moment. It's Wolf Dogs against Alpha Academy. We need to turn our attention to this because we're into the final 5. Here's Otis dropping an elbow. 1, 2, and shoulder up there by Baron Corbin. Oh, I don't know about you. I need a cigarette. Daze, where are you? England, UK, or my hometown? No, I'm not in your hometown. I am in England. Slam by Otis, and Baron Corbin makes the save. Tozawa comes in with a knee strike. See how NXT can run overtime. K-Dub said we're all such pervs. Don't know what you mean. Don't know what I mean? We're just very health conscious, aren't we? Oh! Reverse by Braun Breaker there. Wow. Rotated over, landed onto Tozawa. Otis goes over the top, but he holds on. Shot coming in there by Braun. Otis throwing in some shots. Kick coming in. Goes in between the legs of Otis, and he's going to look to put him through the commentary table. Boom! Through the commentary table goes Otis. Holy. So there we go. He goes through that commentary table. Wow. Shots coming in by Tozawa. Super kick. So Tozawa's on his own right now. Goes against the ropes. Corbin picks him up. He's got Tozawa. Oh, power bombs him down. Goes back in the corner. Spear! Spear by Braun. 1, 2, 3. Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy lose. Damn, I really thought they were going to get the win and get added to that match. But they lost. Wow. I didn't expect that, you know. I didn't expect them to lose. Let's get your match score for the main events. So it will be a singles tag match, 1-on-1. Is that a singles? Well, it won't be triple threat. It'll be normal. Unless something dodgy happens in next week's triple threat. Daze, using the shake belt whilst also using the shake weight is something I need to see, said Missy. There's a shake belt, is there? Is there a shake belt? Here is Gallows and Anderson. Shake belt. Oh my god. Oh, here comes Nathan Frazier. Oh, we got a big brawl. We've got LWO. We got Nathan Frazier. We got Axiom. We've got Carnage. That's what we've got. We've got flipping Carnage. Looks like that's how the show is going to be ending. With a big brawl with all these tag teams. And there we go. There we go. We did get a brawl. Let's quickly jump over to the second channel so that we can put up the poll, because I want to get your thoughts. Obviously, what a result we got yesterday for Raw. Raw has had 380 votes, coming up to 400 votes. To put that into perspective, like Cage Match doesn't achieve that. Cage Match, when I looked last night, it had about 50 votes. This is on 380, and 78% of you said that Raw last night was all time. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's really gonna have to take something so special to ever beat that show. I don't know if we've gone a bit OTT with it. I don't know. It is so far ahead of anything else that we have seen. It's not even close. It is not even close. But that was yesterday, and today is today. So what did you think of NXT? What was your thoughts about NXT? Let's go and put the date in as well, because that makes it a little bit easier when I'm adding it to the file. Bang, 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 bang. Yep. 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 Right, that is up now. Lovely. Let me copy that. Let me change that, and we'll get back to the chat. We'll get a few final thoughts, and then I'm going to run away because I need to do Unseen. I need to do Unseen. Right, in the chat, that is where you go to vote. Intoxicated Drum said, Becky had me feeling the emotional stuff. She's really good with her miking. Johnny said it was all time. A. Jobson said, I enjoyed today's NXT. The only questionable thing was Natalia beating Lola. 6, it was average, said Joey. The big guy said the return of the Attitude Era. Nathan said the show was solid 8. I want to say thank you for having me in the community. I enjoy being here, Nathan. I do not have people in the community. The community is the community. People come and go all the time. So you are welcome. But I am not really the person that can welcome you or anything. The community is its own entity. It is its own thing. And I would like to think that we're quite good at welcoming new faces. I'd like to think we're not a closed shop. I said closed shop, not clothes shop. We're definitely not one of those. Big Time said, Daze, Pete Dunne got repackaged and I feel like he's gotten put back in a box. The dreaded duo with Ridge that went nowhere. He's stuck with Bates. He was just starting to get over with the crowd. Dennis said, I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it was good. Morgan said, rumor has it they're still scraping up the remains of Akira Tozawa. By God, what a spear. It was amazing. And that's a great way of wording it. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it was good. NXT Capital Punishment, said Mr. Quake. Saludos para los primos de la Pacho, said Jose. C. Mr. Quake said, Daze, this is a mixture of Attitude Era and ruthless aggression. Johnny said, I love this community. Shout out to you, Johnny. Shout out to you. Jay said, Ridge is not retiring. Now, do you know that, or is that a gut feeling? Because if it's gut feeling, I'm with you. If you know it for certain, I'm all ears. Because it's got me all kinds of mixed up, that has. Jim said, it is the greatest episode of NXT of the week until next week. I agree. Jim nailed it. Dro said, Corbin and Braun as a tag team is one of the smartest moves. It has been great for both of them. Yes. Braun felt a bit directionless. And Corbin felt a bit directionless. So them being with each other has been great for both. Yes. Is Roman on SmackDown this week? I don't think he was advertised. But who has been advertised for SmackDown this week? Has anything been? Is anyone on SmackDown this? Have we even got a show? I actually don't know what's on SmackDown. Feel like everyone's going to be on Raw. SmackDown ratings. SmackDown drops in viewership. SmackDown preview. SmackDown preview. I don't think we've got one, have we? Don't think we've got one. Yeah, these are all still from 4 days ago, so I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know what we're getting this week on SmackDown. It doesn't have its own Twitter account, does it, SmackDown? Was there even a video package on Raw hyping up SmackDown? There probably was, but it just passed me by. Don't know. Can't see anything for it. The only thing that was advertised is that Jade is going to be in action, says Jim. Right. Oh, that can't be the only thing, can it? That can't be the only thing. Friday Night Jade. Well, let's see. I think once we get a bit closer to it, they'll add something else, won't they? They'll add something else. Right. Let me end this poll so that I can write down the results, and then I do need to run away. Mae Young is going to debut. Oh, let's go. SmackDown is going to be at Connecticut. I'm sure there could be a surprise up the sleeve. And 11. Right. Okay. We are done. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate the support. I'm going to go away and work. I'm going to beaver away. I'm going to work very hard now on getting an unseen video together because I have done nothing for it. So I am very much behind. So I'm going to go and do that. It's probably going to take me a good few hours, but I will have something up, hopefully, in a timely manner. Big thank you for all the support. If you've not seen the videos on the channel, we've got an opinion video, your thoughts, your opinions. That's on the channel. If you've not seen my immediate review for last night's Raw, you can check that out. But if you would rather just watch an unseen video, we had 2 of them that went up yesterday. Although you only really need to see the one that's an hour long, because the other one I just got out because it was kind of a big talking point at the time. But I'll only have 1 up today, so, you know. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you.